What'd you sort of like to see from him from the plate today?
He got on base 3 times. I mean, the homer was good. So, yeah, I mean, you want that guy on base, especially, in front of Tommy coming up. And so I like that he was on base 3 times.
Just to get six guys out there on the mound today and kind of go a team effort shutout. Just, those are guys that don't always have weekend opportunities, but just to see them kind of have that opportunity there.
Yeah, I mean, that's fluid.
Yeah.
That is a big day for our program. The way those guys threw the ball today. Highlight of the day for me was Aiden there at the end. No, it's in there, but, wanted you to earn it. And, he's done a good job every time he's taken the mound so far, and it's been a couple weeks since he pitched, and really proud of him. Really, really proud of him. Going through the game, I thought Griffin was sharp. I mean, the only hit was the, missed PFP, there. And then got us 5 outs on 35 pitches or something like that, and which was great. Struck a couple guys out. Thought Christian was great. I thought, we've had days maybe where he's had better stuff, but he moved through the lineup really, really well. And Nick coming in and keeps striking people out. So that's something to pay attention to, obviously, which is great. And then Will Hummers, I mean, if you're paying attention, it's a couple pretty good outings in a row, and really proud of him for that. And then Cam, getting 2 guys out there was awesome. Coming back from the 3-0 count and striking their best player out. I thought that was great to see, coming back from the walk to the first hitter and getting a ground ball to finish the inning. Awesome to see, and Aiden. So real good day for the now and for the future, what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Helmers. I think going back to the Xavier game, he's faced 12 batters. He's retired 12 batters. Just, is he putting it together a little bit?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Long time work in progress, and I'm excited about where we're headed there.
Of all those guys who sort of through today, could all those be? We know about Griffin and probably Christian already, but the guys who came after him, are they all sort of candidates for potential weekend roles in terms of?
Yeah, I mean, I just, for me, the weekend. I mean, at least to this point, it has not mattered. It's just kind of win the game in front of you, and we piled up 5 in 6 days or whatever it's been with the series last weekend, and really we played last Wednesday, so. What is that, 6 and 8 days? And so today was the day we were going to get a little deeper into the staff, and I mean, to throw a shutout, that just shows you how much talent we have in the stable in regards to the pitchers. And it's one of those days where you look at it and go, well done on the recruiting front. To be able to be in 6 games in 8 days, and throw a shutout, and the stuff that those guys were throwing up there, and the specific type of skill that they have to make it difficult on the other team. Yes, I mean, if they can execute like that, then they'll keep pushing more innings up the board for themselves.
For Aiden, what did you when you went out in the mound after you walked the second batter, what did you sort of tell him how you sort of walk back in?
Yeah, what I do, get to the now. I mean, if it's like the old football coach saying, you don't want one team to beat you twice, like a hangover from a bad loss, to not prepare for the next week. I mean, that's pitch to pitch in baseball. Like, he's having this great clean outing, and then a couple guys get on base. You don't want the disappointment of that to get in the way of, like, dude, nobody's hitting you if you execute. And then it was like boom, boom, boom. And, really proud of him. It's a big step. Like, that's usable, successful against any team in the country.
It seems like Mac hit the ball and saw the ball better over these last 2 games than he had in the previous 4 or 5. What's sort of been the key to unlocking?
He's a hard worker, and he's tough. He's not going to get all gooned out, with a little bit of struggles, and been through it 5 years. Played for us, played in Omaha, in 21. Had great success last year, and wants to be doing better. And you look up, and that's what I think is so cool about our team is there's a lot of guys that want to do better, and if you look at their lines, you're going like, you're doing okay, man. And it's high bar, and that's awesome. He just got maturity.
Conference play.
First 18 games.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Really, these first 18 games, what has been the thing that as you enter into conference play, what are some things that you as the coach feel like you can expect from this group once you guys get into start?
I think we're going to throw strikes, with all of our guys, and I don't think there's any drop-off, from, the guy from game 1 on Friday who thinks one of the best pitchers in the country to, pitcher 12, 13, and that's awesome. And as we continue to work and develop and improve offensively and find different ways to score runs and stay in the fight, they're giving the hitters the opportunity to do that, which is awesome.
How do you feel the offense did today in maximizing that opportunity?
Well, I mean, the weird play in the first, and I mean, I've actually, like, Brady thought the guy lined out to third. I think it was Hayden. So he started running back to the bag, even though it was a ground ball, and got in the second baseman's way. Maybe we should put that in as a play or something like that. So he couldn't see it and threw it away. And then we capitalized on a couple free bases. A couple missed opportunities from the end of the first to the fourth, and then, we got a guy on, got a big hit with a homer. And then liked how we executed in that next inning. Got guys on. Jared drove one in the gap. Sac fly there by Josh. And, I would have liked to seen us, finish the ninth inning there. Maybe a little, or bottom of the eighth a little better, but I didn't really want to get to 10 because I wanted Aiden to go back out. So it's kind of weird place to be at.
You talked about the depth that you have pitching, but I've also seen a lot of depth within, the offensive side too. Ben Napolt, he had a pretty good at bat even when he came in. Excuse me. So what is you've seen from the depth that you have that you can just throw guys in at any point and they can execute?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I think pick any one of them. I'm very optimistic about the young position players on the team that are just behind only because guys have a little more experience than them. And but talent-wise, they're going to be plenty good enough to be really good players here. And so, it's 5-run game, 7-run game, and just to take your starting shortstop out and throw a freshman out there and be completely okay with that. Like, not many places have the flexibility to do that, so with Ryan and then, Ashton, Zeb, need to get those guys at bats, taking your two most important defensive guys out in a game that's not decided yet and still feel okay about it. I think that speaks to the depth of the team.
Noticed today with Josh playing second base, you guys did the old switcheroo like what he did with Jordan and Gavin last year.
It worked the first time. It didn't work the second time.
Yeah. Well, so I guess, is that something that we could be seeing if Josh is playing a little bit more second base?
Maybe. I think Steven's fine. He'll be fine for the weekend. I just, like I said, these 5'7" bodies, when your legs hurt, it can affect everything. And he's a great mover. That's why he's a good player. So we don't want to give him a breather to make sure he's moving good.
Yeah.
This offense has kind of struggled at times over the past week or so. Where do you feel like your offense stands headed into SEC play this weekend?
Good. Yeah, I think it's good to be struggling and hitting over 300 as a team. I mean, that just bar's super high. And like I said, I mean, we lost a player that was worth 4 runs a game. That's the best player in the history of college baseball. We weren't just going to 10-run everybody. Literally nothing that has happened so far has not been a surprise to me at all. And, there's times we want to be better. And we have with this team. Like in Houston, I think I mentioned this last night, if people that know our team and program intimately between last year and this year, they go, hey, man, I don't know that you're not better, in some regards. So when this team is on it, it's really good. But they don't have the experience under their belt yet that those guys had last year. And there was such a high bar. Like, I'd go play anybody, the 27 Yankees, the 98 Yankees, with that lineup last year. And know we could step in the box against Roger Clemens, Sandy Koufax, and at least know what we were doing. And so some of these guys need some time. Like, there's no substitute for playing time. It's the best coach you're ever going to have in your life. And we're moving into a new phase of that too, and I'm excited about that. I think when they've had to be their best so far, they've been their best, and that's a good sign.
I don't know how deep you can go into this, but you mentioned that other coaches have told you where you are better. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there something you can share? Anything?
Oh, just like, I'll give you an example. Like, just in tune with what it takes to win is basically, and I can't tell you, it's almost like it's super uncomfortable because, like, in a game where we're not scoring runs, in the past it'd be like, man, we better get going or this is going to blow up. And now it's the opposite, where it's like, hey, man, just keep making pitches, playing defense, and eventually somebody will hit a 2-run homer. That happened today. Or eventually the other team will mess it up. That happened in the first inning today. And then, you get Tommy a pitch and he hits it back through the middle of the field. So what I like is there's a path. It's just such a hard game. It's so hard, like, to it's not like football. If you have a bigger line, you're just going to push people back or faster receiver. It's just not like that. I mean, that's just why, I think there's 2 undefeated teams, left in college baseball right now.
Is that how many teams have you had where you don't have to feel like you're pressing when the pitching's so good where you almost like that
Yeah.
the feeling that you're saying almost the defense first thing.
I don't know. 2016 we were 7th in the country in ERA. 2015 at Nevada, we could literally have a left-handed rotation or right-handed rotation based on who we were playing, and match up good, but not with this kind of talent, obviously. So I'm excited about it. And they just got to stay in the right frame of mind and keep competing, because the challenges will go up for them, and they'll get punched a little more than they have, and they're going to have to respond to that. When something goes bad. And that's part of the experiential thing of what's coming next.
Mississippi State's also another championship-winning program in
Yeah.
college baseball. Just what have you seen from them so far this season? How are you preparing your guys to go to Starkville this weekend?
Yeah, I'm excited to get there and practice tomorrow. I think it's just like, these guys, when they just have the attitude of really simplifying, of just competing and getting it, we're going to get it done. I'm going to get the job done. Okay, there's this and that. No, I'm going to step in the box or on the mound and get the job done. I think that's what we need to bring to the table. As far as their team, Dakota Jordan is on fire right now. I don't know if he was SEC Player of the Week, but I watched their series last weekend at 2 a.m. last night, and every ball he hit was a home run. So he's hot. David Mershon, really good player. He's stronger than he was last year. They're playing with a lot of urgency and competitiveness. So it'll be a good test. I put them down as like a sleeper team to go to Omaha, only because they weren't in the postseason last year, and plenty of talent. They're one of the most talented teams that we see.